Hello, everybody. Welcome to Political Football. My name is Dave. I'm here with Scott. I think Clev will be joining us here shortly. We hope so. We need our resident Jets fan this week for sure.
Yeah.
Scott, how are you? How'd you enjoy crazy NFL trade deadline day for the first time ever?
I'm good. I'm happy to join you. I hope the trade deadline becomes a bigger thing, kind of like in and around what the NHL trade deadline used to be like.
Mm-hmm.
Not that the NFL needs it because for ratings or any of that stuff, but it's just the idea of, well, they're making quicker decisions in and around both draft prospects, draft capital, and players. Like,
Yep.
think about it. Like, Sauce got signed realistically a half a season ago.
Yep.
Right? To a 4-year, I want to say it was like 4-year, whatever it was, extension, like 100 and I don't know what it was, many, many millions of dollars. And in a quick, 4 months or so, he's gone. It's crazy. But
yeah, I do think that two things they could do is first, they need to move the trade deadline back 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Give some of these dead teams a couple more weeks to know that they're truly dead, and a couple teams that are competing, they're really competing.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, hey, Cincinnati, you're not really competing, right?
No.
So
no.
2 more losses down the line, and they're going to regret not selling Trey Hendrickson. But
yeah, I also do think they can redo the contracts in a certain way, so where teams that pay the money, but how it hits the cap, they can make it so it becomes more advantageous to trade players.
Yeah.
Would be good as well, because I do think that it's very, very good and very exciting. So we are going to get started here with the now I put the trades in order, what I think are most important in terms of compensation received. And I think that sort of worked out into impact, maybe not, but I think the most impactful, as you mentioned, is for sure Sauce Gardner being traded from the Jets to the Colts for 2 first-round picks and wide receiver A.D. Mitchell. My first thought was that this was a great deal for both sides, and that both sides got exactly what they needed out of this deal. What did you think, and what do you think about the deal now?
Well, I mean, it's a day later, so I guess I haven't changed all that much of an opinion. You got 2 what will likely be mid-20s first-round picks. You're not going to find Sauce Gardner, or it's really unlikely that you find Sauce Gardner with either of those picks. So, I mean, are you using those picks to do other things? Maybe. But, I mean, I think in a vacuum, Sauce Gardner's a really good player. It makes me wonder if maybe he's not a great fit for the kind of, like, is he a press man, cover corner like Aaron Glenn likes? And did they ship him out of there because maybe he's not a stylistic fit? I don't know. But, I mean, clearly the Colts are going to be drafting. They're going to be mid-20s this year, right? Nobody knows what they're going to be in 2 years, but so yeah, it's great to have draft capital, but you give up a really good young player. So,
So I liked the trade right away. I did think that the Colts traded a lot to get Sauce Gardner. I think 2 first-round picks is a lot. I think picks in the 20s are still extremely valuable, important picks. And maybe they can't find a Sauce Gardner there, but you can find Quinyon Mitchell.
Yeah.
Right. So you can get good players, especially in 2027, where they're probably hoping they don't need their quarterback, or they can take their quarterback already. Other players get pushed down the board, and 2027 is shaping up to be a pretty talented draft class top heavy anyways. You might want ammo to be able to move up.
Yeah,
And
that's all great. It's just I think that it reminds me of something Kenny Holland did many years ago, where it seemed like at the time a really smart thing to do, but in hindsight, the way he used what he gained was just like, come on, it was trading Pavel Datsuk's contract to Arizona and getting rid of all his huge cap hit and all of his money because they wanted to make a run at signing Steven Stamkos. Well, you didn't sign Steven Stamkos because he chose to go elsewhere. he stayed in Tampa. But what you did do is you gave money to, I don't know exactly what they did, but they gave money to like Justin Abdelkader and maybe Jimmy Howard or whatever it was. And it's like, so we can't crush the decision on the one side because you needed the cap space to do some things, but what you chose to do was terrible, right? So it's going to be, that's a long way to say it sort of depends on what they do with those picks. If they hit on those picks, good move. If they don't, they probably got kind of screwed in some
so
ways.
I do, but I think that is a bit results based. Cleve, welcome to the show.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Hey, so we're
Hi, Cleve.
we're
What's up,
discussing
guys?
we're discussing Sauce Gardner right now, specifically the compensation for him, and I think that the Jets were very smart here. For one, they got the Colts to overpay for an asset. So generally speaking, if you can get more than somebody is worth over and over and over again, eventually you end up with excess value, right? That's the secret to dynasty fantasy football. And your timeline can't be infinite because you could get fired as the GM of real football. But theoretically, it's the same thing. It's the same thing here. It's possible Sauce Gardner did not want to be there anymore. He's been a Jet for a few years now. It's clear everybody hates playing for the Jets. Nobody wants to be around the Jets. People want to get out of there. So he might not have wanted to be there. And even if they end up getting 2 picks in the 20s in exchange for him, that's still 2 players on a rookie contract. And you may not be able to find one Sauce Gardner with those 2 picks, but you can get 2 players who add up to more than him with those picks. For example, the year that they took, was it the same year? I don't know, but they took Jermaine Johnson towards the end of the first round and Breece Hall in the early second round. I would argue that Jermaine Johnson and Breece Hall add up to more than Sauce Gardner. I think you can do that for sure, especially if you think you can trade some of those picks back or for another known piece or something like that. And for the Jets specifically, like it's over. Like the combination of players they have right now are not going to be a winning team. They're like 1-8 or something. So they have to do something. They cannot just keep beating their head against the wall. But Cleve, you are a resident Jets fan. What was your thoughts on the trade of Sauce Gardner? And if you want to, the Jets in general, because Quinnen Williams is next on the list for us to talk about.
Yeah, we need a fire sale. I think Sauce is overrated. Never was really a fan of the guy. A little too handsy for me. I'm not a big fan of cornerback play. Obviously, Revis Island was the staple for a while, but like you said eloquently, that we can get 2 for 1 out of it, and the pay structure might work out a lot better. And I think the relationship itself soured on both sides. Again, he's been there a while. We got to move some pieces, and the season is lost, and we're probably it's a fire sale. The city's on fire.
The city's on fire with expectation and excitement because of Zoran Mamdani, but the Jets, on the other hand, fire for a different reason. So I say on this show a lot that the goal of being an NFL team is to win the Super Bowl, but it isn't always to win the next Super Bowl, because there are teams that are not going to win the Super Bowl this season, and there are teams that can realistically know they're not going to win the Super Bowl next season either. So if you're the Jets and you're trying to optimize for how do we win the Super Bowl played in the 2028 season, and we'll played in 2029, hanging on to Sauce Gardner for 3 more years, paying him all this money is not as valuable towards that plan as the 2 first-round picks you get, one of them this year, one of them the year after, right? Now, sure, it's riskier because you could just, draft Carrion Arnold twice, and now you're dead. But you could also hit on a couple good picks, a couple more important picks with a new coach, and that Aaron Glenn can get, that sort of thing. So I think this is the exact right way to do it. And then on top of that, the Jets trade Quinnen Williams to the Cowboys, get a 2027 first, a 2026 second, and massively disappointed defensive tackle Mozzie Smith in return. This was the one that surprised me more from both sides. One, I was surprised that the Jets also got rid of Quinnen Williams. I thought they would make more sense to hold him and trade him during the draft or in the lead up to the draft this year. But also I was surprised, Scott, that the Cowboys traded for him. The Cowboys are acting as buyers when their season is also realistically over.
Yeah, it's Jerry Jones, man. Like, yeah. I mean, I kind of like what the Jets did there. That you've kind of spread out your capital. You have 2 firsts and 2, what I would think would be, you're going to have your own second, which is going to be pretty early. Dallas's second should be no later than the middle of the second round. So you're going to have 4 of, let's say, the top 48 picks this year, but then I think you've got 5.
Yeah, they've got 3 firsts now in 2027.
Right, plus their own second, and well, no, it's going to be 8 total picks in the really early parts of the next 2 drafts.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, very clearly, the next 2 drafts are going to be driven by the Jets.
Cleve, how does it make you feel as a Jets fan that for the next 2 off seasons, everything's going to basically revolve around your team?
I mean, we're always feels like we're always in a rebuild. They've been in a rebuild since I've been a fan. It feels like. I'm kidding, not kidding. It always feels like a rebuild here. And again, for Quentin Williams, a couple seasons ago, expectations were high with getting Rodgers, and that didn't happen. Last season was a disaster. These guys want to get out, and I don't blame them. Be honest with you, and I mean, you guys are hitting spot on as far as the surprise move there to get. But again, it's a fire sale, so you get a sucker to take the deal, go for it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, adding Quinnen Williams makes the Cowboys better. I don't think it makes them better enough this year to save their season or anything. Going forward, it's a great piece to have, I suppose, but you also could have just paid Micah Parsons. You know what I mean? Like,
it's interesting. Like they chose to prioritize the interior of their D line at the expense of a pass rusher, of an elite pass rusher.
Mm-hmm.
It's really interesting what they chose to do. And yeah, they had an extra first round pick laying around, but like, man,
just pay the guy.
Yeah. The Cowboy team building is not good. They are very fortunate they hit on their quarterback in the 4th round.
Yeah.
And they hit on Tony Romo in the undrafted 6th round, something. Yeah. Like they went back to back when most quarterbacks.
So that's going to be the key for the Jets. The Jets, I think the whole thing for the Jets is figuring out the quarterback position.
Yeah, they're going to sign Kyler Murray.
That, they're going to have to give up capital to get that. Like,
they have it.
They do, but Cleve, if you knew they were doing what they did yesterday and they were going to burn 2 of those first round picks at least to go get Kyler Murray, would you be happy?
No.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray? No.
So it's just the whole thing is going to be dependent on what happens at the quarterback position. And yeah, they have all the capital in the world to go get whoever they want. Whoever's available, I should say it that way.
Yeah, I was going to say, guys are not dropping off trees lately.
Yeah, I mean, but in the draft, I'm saying if they want to get up to 1 this year, they have the capital to do it. If they want to do it in 2027, they have the capital to do it.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get to the Saints, but I don't think the Saints are trading the number 1 pick if they get it. I think the Saints are officially now tanking for Mendoza. They trade wide receiver Rashid Shaheed to the Seahawks, pick up a 4th and 5th round pick this year. Again, great deal both sides. I think it just helps both of them.
Yeah.
Immensely. I would have thought Shaheed was worth more than that, but because the Saints traded like a 6 for Devon Vele.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I would have thought Shaheed was worth a lot more than that. But great addition for the Seahawks because the wide receiver room right now is JSN, the shambling corpse of Cooper Kupp, Torrey Horton, who is young. and upcoming, but they're trying to win immediately.
Yeah.
So I think it's a great deal for the Seahawks. I think it was good for the Saints to do that. The Saints also traded Scott's least favorite prospect of all time, Trevor Penning, to the Chargers for a 6th round pick. I was telling some coworkers, Scott, about how a few years ago on the show, you were trying, you were doing your Scott thing. You didn't really want to like lambaste the prospect, but you were basically talking about how Trevor Penning sucks ass, but you didn't want to say that. And so we were reading between the lines, and then everything you were saying turned out to be true. So they trade him for a 2027 6th after losing 2 offensive linemen to injury this week. So the Saints are now down 3 starting offensive linemen and Rashid Shaheed, and they're running Tyler Shuck out there. They're clearly in the tank. Yeah. And it has to be because they know what quarterback they want. And the only quarterback I think you want at this point would be Francisco Mendoza out of Indiana. So I think they've made their decision. That's what they're going to try to get.
You think maybe Dante Moore, maybe? I don't know how, but I mean, it's sort of between those two, right?
Yes, but when you just look at the two of them, like I think you have to take Mendoza.
Yeah.
Like it'd be a tough sell. Like you could say the same thing about Bryce Young and CJ Stroud, I guess, but also in hindsight, not that Dante Moore is that small, but Mendoza is Cleveland. Mendoza is the quarterback for Indiana, and Indiana is probably going to play for a national championship this year.
Which might be the craziest story in the history of college football.
Like, I think they're going to make the national championship game.
And a movie at some point in time. It's nuts.
Yes. Yeah. They can call it Hoosiers. I don't think that's been done before.
Dave, your brain operates very quick.
It's good stuff.
The Raiders trade Jacoby Myers to the Jags. They get a 2026 4th and a 2026 6th, which when you compare that to the price the Seahawks paid for Shaheed is amazing, since everybody knew Myers wanted out of Las Vegas like the last year and a half. However, the Jags don't have Brian Thomas Jr. Travis Hunter is on the IR. De'Ami Brown is still hurt. So their wide receivers are Clev. These are real people. Parker Washington.
Of Penn State fame, right?
Yes. Parker Washington. Somebody named Adam Trammell. And now Jacoby Myers.
Jacoby Myers is going to help them.
Well, he has to. It's either him or Adam Trammell.
Even when Brian Thomas returns and Travis Hunter return, when they both come back, he's still going to help them. I think he needs a security blanket kind of guy. And Jacoby Myers out of the slot could be that.
Yeah. No, I think he's a good pickup for the Jags. It's just also weird to me that the Jags are also buyers.
Yeah.
Because the Jags, I think, are 50% maybe to make the playoffs. Because they have to make it as a wild card. So they're probably not going to run down Indianapolis.
Yeah.
And then if they do make the playoffs,
good luck.
Jacoby Myers puts you past Buffalo. Like, I don't get it. There was also a report that the Jaguars had a competitive offer out for Quinnen Williams.
I read that too. Quinnen Williams apparently had been looking to get out for months, maybe even before this season started.
Yeah.
He'd been trying to get out of there. So I suppose if you've got that vibe going on and you're trying to establish new culture and all that stuff, getting what feels like a bit of an overpay from Dallas, maybe I'm wrong there, but Quinnen Williams has not been great the last. He was awesome early in his career, but I don't think he's been like super dominant. One tackle, nose tackle, the last season and a half or so.
it's interesting to me that all these players all kind of fell off at the Jets at the same time.
Yeah.
And it says to me that maybe they're not actually the issue. That maybe the New Jersey teams, there's something about them where players there are not their best selves. They go somewhere else and they're much better.
Yeah.
Except for Garrett Wilson, apparently. But, Cleve, I also want to talk about the trade the Jets didn't make, and that's not trading Breece Hall. The Chiefs offered a 4th-round pick for Breece Hall, who clearly doesn't want to be there. The Jets are fire selling, and the Jets said no, they needed a 3rd for him. As a Jets fan, what do you think of that decision to not trade Breece Hall for the 4th?
Well, for a 4th, no. I mean, the guy's an absolute weapon out there. So I think they should have put their foot in the sand on that, and then they did. The Chiefs obviously could use a running back, another running back, and he would be a very good compliment for them. So I don't know why they didn't take it, the Chiefs, that is. But
Yeah.
I mean, a 4th for him, no. 3rd, I could see a 3rd, not a 4th.
See, I think the reason that he might be worth a 4th is because whatever team trades for him has to think about paying him almost immediately.
Yeah, well,
what's his contract status? Is he a free agent after this year?
Oh, no, he's on his rookie deal. Oh, but he's a second-year player. So, he's a 2nd-round player.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's no 5th-year option.
Yeah, there's no 5th-year option. So they'd have to either franchise tag him or extend him or whatever. So it's very likely that it could just be for the rest of this season. And I think, Cleve, that's the reason why teams don't offer more than a 4th. They might just be getting him for half a year in that case.
But the Jets are going to get a compensatory pick when he leaves. So
it won't be a 3rd.
I don't know if it'll be a 3rd, but it could be. Depends on what kind of a contract he signs.
Okay, because if that's the case, then I guess it does make some sense there why they would hang on to him, even though he requested a trade. Like, he clearly doesn't want to be there, and he's about to come down with a case of hamstring tightness for the rest of the year. Because he already tore his ACL as a rookie. Like, he's not going to risk it again before it's time to get paid.
Yeah.
Because at Kansas City's like, well, we'll just sign him in the offseason. We don't have to worry about
much.
Yeah. Exactly. So if you're Kansas City, you're probably thinking, why are we gonna overpay for this guy? And the Jets got to be thinking, well, we want to maximize his value too, and a 4th is probably not good enough. Who knows? I mean, that one's a little complicated because of the compensatory formula and how all that works. It just pushes the pick down a year later than what it would have been. So if he leaves in this offseason, it'll be a 2027 compensatory pick, not 2026.
Yeah, which I'm sure the Jets are fine with their 2027 haul they've got already.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I think part of what's interesting about the trades as well are the trades that weren't made.
Yeah.
So including Breece Hall, but also so the Chiefs offer a 4th for Breece Hall. Get told.
What about Jermaine Johnson?
Again, I think Jermaine Johnson and Garrett Wilson, if they want to, will be more valuable closer to the actual NFL draft than they are right now, because I don't see Jermaine Johnson like being able to just walk onto a team and just do his thing right away. Whereas Quinn Williams and Sauce Gardner will show up the first week for games, and like they're going to be like Quinn Williams. The Cowboys aren't by this week. He'll be a 60% snap player. In week 11. And then Garrett Wilson, they probably shouldn't trade at all because that dude is awesome. Right. But I was going to say, for the Chiefs, why not trade a 4th-round pick to the Titans for Tony Pollard? Like, you need a running back. Do something.
They got Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Come on. They're fine. Kidding. I'm just kidding.
So I don't understand why.
All right, then.
Why they don't just do, like, I'm trying to think what other teams. Oh, another one. Washington didn't move Debo. Yeah. He's a 1-year rental. Your season is over now because Jaden Daniels got hurt in the 4th quarter, down by 24 points. Move Debo for a 4th.
Yeah.
He's not doing anything for you. He's going to be dust next year.
Yeah.
So did nobody come in and make an offer? Did the Commanders not call anybody? This is what I mean by the trade deadline. Like, we got some good moves, but there's so many downstream moves teams needed to make that they were just not making. The Lions got nobody. I don't think the Pats got anybody. The Chiefs didn't get anybody. The Bills didn't get anybody.
Yeah, I still think they overvalue the picks. Like we saw a lot of these team gets player and flips a seventh and gets a seventh rounder and flips a sixth.
Yeah.
And I just like some of these guys are reasonable players. Like the Rashid Shaheed going to Seattle for a fourth and a fifth. It's like that dude might complete that offense, and that offense might be scary.
Yes.
Now, right? And there's so many moves that you can make like that, but I still think there are NFL general managers who covet those late day 3 picks when it's sort of unrealistic to think you're going to hit on even, I mean, what's the hit rate on a 7th or 6th round pick?
Day 3 picks are tough to hit on, especially if you're looking for something beyond like special teams contributers, that sort of thing. And I like this 4th round pick could be anything. It could even be Rashid Shaheed. Like
we hit a home run and we get Rashid Shaheed.
Yeah. I think that top like 1st, 2nd, and 3rd round picks are extremely valuable, and 4th through 7th round picks are almost worthless. Like there's like somehow I like pick like 108, it just goes in the tank. Maybe for like the very best, the Brad Holmes and the Howie Rosemans, they can make some of those work quite a bit. But unless you have them in huge numbers to take huge swings, like you have 1 4th round pick. I'd rather have 3 6. I would trade my 1 4th for 3 6 every year.
Yeah, I wonder if there's a component of it that we don't know about in and around the idea of this guy's falling, and it's always great to have a pick in this range because we had this guy graded as a top 100 player, and we're at pick 150, and let's go get that guy, and let's use pick 210 to go do it, kind of thing.
Yeah,
but I struggle with that because I think if that guy's so valuable, just take him earlier. Like, I don't know. It's complicated.
Yeah, I think part that complicates it too is that NFL teams, like you can't really tank. Like you can set yourself up to lose. Like the Saints have done a great job of tanking without going to the tank. But they're still absolutely trying to beat Carolina on Sunday.
Well, yeah, but that ain't happening.
But even with as bad as they are, they'll still win that game like 15% of the time.
Yeah.
So the Saints probably have 2 more wins in them this year anyways. So you just can't really like guarantee yourself that first pick in the same way you can like in the NBA or the NHL, and you can really, really, really go in the tank.
Yeah.
And so since you can't guarantee the downside, teams that are trying to guarantee the upside, it's harder for them. Like they have to overpay for the assets they think they need, which is why I think every single buyer we see is having overpaid.
Yeah, and it's one of the reasons why I think the Jets did such a good job of just we're not going to slow rebuild. We're not going to pretend we're not rebuilding. We are fully rebuilding.
Yes.
And the consequences and the results of that kind of decisions is all this capital that they have that, if you hit on some of those picks, you're going to be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I give them credit. I give them a lot of credit for
and hitting on those picks, if it did that much, they have 5 first-round picks and 4 second-round picks over the next 2 years.
I think it's 3. They have their own 2 second-round picks and Dallas's second rounder.
Okay, so they have 8
first.
picks. So they have 8 picks in the first 2 rounds. If they don't have to draft a single Pro Bowler with that number of picks. If they draft 7 80 or better Madden players, and one of them's a quarterback, and then they have 1 bust in there.
Yeah. They're good.
Like that. Yeah, because they're on rookie deals. So at that point, you're like, well, now we've got a good core, and now we're going to free agency, and we're going to sign.
Yeah.
Like they'd be the team to get George Pickens that will be this offseason, that year, and whatever. They don't need to hit 3 Hall of Famers. Well, they could, but like they don't need to do that with that situation. I really love what the Jets are doing here. I think this is the exact right way to rebuild a team in the NFL. Hanging on to expiring assets is just not going to get it done. Expiring assets are for teams that are looking to win now. And I don't think enough teams understand just how bad they actually are. Because the Jets could have easily made the argument, we got Aaron Glenn. They just need to buy in Quinn Williams and Sauce Gardner. They're such good players. And
yeah, they are good players. That's why they got first round. You got first round capital. But
yes,
the time was now to sell those guys was right now.
Yes, I had I still have an NBA Top Shot NFT. It's a Dwight Howard something or another from not his rookie year, but some all-star thing. And I bought it for $130. And at the height of Top Shot, I could have sold it for $6,000. And I said, well, if it's $6,000 now, I'll sell it when it gets to $10,000.
What happened?
It's worth $1.
Yeah.
So and the thing is, once it was 6,000, once it dropped to 3,000, I was like, I just lost 3,000. I'm not selling it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lose 3,000 even though I'd be making like 2,900, right?
Yep.
And that's what the Jets didn't do here. They didn't wait till next year, another bad year, and now they're getting a second and a third for Sauce. Quinn Williams is walking out the door in free agency or something. They were like, no, it's worth 6,000. We're going to sell it for that 6,000 right now.
Yep.
And I think it's exactly what they did. And I think that the Jets are in the best position to win a Super Bowl in the next presidential term that isn't a team that is already set at quarterback.
Yeah, it's just going to be about getting set at quarterback.
Yeah, and by set, I mean will still be set with their quarterback then. So that includes the Lions because Goff won't be then. It includes the Colts because Daniel Jones won't be there then, right? So it's like Chiefs, Bills, Commanders, right? People like the good young quarterbacks, Chicago probably now. Like if you have a good young quarterback, sure. But other than that, I'd rather be the Jets than the Dolphins. I'd rather be the Jets than the Raiders. I'd rather be the Jets than the Giants. I'd rather be the Jets than the Vikings.
But
I'd rather be the Jets.
2 days ago at this time, you would not have said that, right?
No, 2 days ago this time, I'd rather be the Jets than maybe the Jags because they're the Jags and that's it.
Yeah.
Right. I'd rather be the Jets than the entire AFC South.
Yeah.
Probably the entire NFC West. Right.
Yeah.
I
mean, their future is
yes.
It's going to be very interesting to see how they fill this out.
The Jets now have like a top 7 future outlook in the NFL for 3 years from now, which they did not have 2 days ago.
They did not. Yeah.
Cleve, how does it make you feel?
Like I said, man, I don't get too excited these days. Everyone gets to enjoy. Everyone gets to enjoy football, but me. It seems like I just got to suffer through this shit.
Football was not fun Sunday, Cleve.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm actually watching other teams win, and I'll be looking forward to see what we do in the off season in a few months. Ask me then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just very excited for what they're doing here. The only other, I think, big trade, as I'm going through the list here, the only other big trade that I think that really moved the needle for me was the Dolphins trading Jalen Phillips to the Eagles for a 3rd rounder. As soon as that deal was done, I actually started swearing out loud. So it was like, why did the Lions not beat them to the punch for this? Like a 3rd rounder for Jalen Phillips is just such a no-brainer when you're a good team in a position to win. Like it is just an absolute perfect risk to take, perfect value, no doubt about it. If you're a bad team, you don't want to take on the risk of Jalen Phillips and his injuries. But when you're a good team, you're already right there. Adding Jalen Phillips for a 3rd is phenomenal.
I don't know, man. Like that one, I thought was because of the injuries and because of the concussion stuff and there's so much injury history and the fact that he is not signed I think he's a free agent at the end of this year.
Yes.
And so he's kind of like a pure rental.
Yep.
And so the problem is, if he doesn't get hurt and he plays to a reasonable level, you kind of feel like you're pot committed and you sort of have to give him money to keep him there and bring him back.
I don't know that Howie Roseman feels that way, and I would not feel that way either for a 3rd round pick.
I wouldn't either, but like I think that we think that 3rd round picks are valuable. This feels like they're just firing one off just because they can. It might work for them. I have not thought he's been that productive in the NFL for long stretches. Plus the injury stuff. The injury stuff is bad with him.
I mean, yes, it's definitely a risk. That's why if he didn't have the injuries, he'd go for a 1st round pick, right? So
I don't know. I don't think he's been that productive.
Well, probably because of the injuries. I'm producing the show during the show as always. I'm pulling up the 2025 NFL draft. Give me 1 second here, everybody.
Sure.
We're scrolling down to the 3rd round. So I'm looking at 3rd round defensive ends from the last draft. They have Ashton Gillott to the Chiefs, Landon Jackson to the Bills, Princely Omanmielen to the Panthers. That's a good pick. Jordan Birch for the Cardinals, Josiah Stewart to the Rams. Like,
yeah,
I would trade a Lions 3rd round pick for one of those players, especially Omanmielen or Stewart right now. Right. So, because we're trying to win immediately. So if I could get whatever the next 2026 3rd round pass rusher is for a 3rd round pick on the team right now, I would do it. I would take that gamble. So to have it be Jalen Phillips, to me, makes a lot of sense. Again, because the Eagles are in it to win it again this season. So they only need him for this year, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, he's got 3 sacks this year. He has, now I know there's the injury, but he has 4 total in 2024 and 2025. He had 6.5 in 2023. So it's not like I think he's a depth pass rusher and nothing more. That's it. So, yeah. But for a 3rd round pick, like it feels rich. But it might work for them. They've managed to make things work.
I don't think it's rich when you are ready to win right now. This is the other side of the thing. This is where I think the Eagles do the best with this. They are constantly moving picks. They traded like a 7th for Jair Alexander, who is literally dust. But for a 7th, I mean, he at least knows what to do on the field, right? Having a situational, rotational pass rusher that you could just bring along slowly in the defense and ramp up ready for the playoffs when you're looking to win immediately, I think is what more good teams are trying to do. The Chiefs stand pat, the Bills stand pat, the Lions stand pat, the Eagles improve their team even more. And it's like, yes, of course they did. That's why they're the Eagles. That's why they keep winning. The Chiefs keep winning because they have the best quarterback and best coach. The Eagles keep winning because they never stand pat. They are always getting better. It's also how you overcome mistakes, right? They draft Jalen Reagor over Justin Jefferson, which would kill most regimes. The very next year, trade a 1st round pick for AJ Brown. Fix it. And I feel like that's what they constantly do. And that's why I think we're always going to be chasing the Eagles as Lions fans.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fair. They are aggressively they aggressively embrace risk, and they've won Super Bowls because of it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, yeah. I mean, I think Howie Roseman is probably the best GM in football when it comes to the totality of everything. Dave, you're muted.
Yeah.
Am I back?
You're back.
Yeah.
I got a new mic, and it's very sensitive for tapping the mute button, so I got to be careful about that. Thanks for letting me know. I think Howie Roseman's the best roster builder. Brad Holmes is the best drafter.
Yeah.
And Brett Veach is the best coattail writer. That's the Kansas City GM, everybody.
Coattail writer.
You make one really, really, really good decision, and you get paid $5 million a year for the next 15 years because you made one really good decision. I'm not hating.
Yeah.
I'm not hating. If I am, it's from outside the club. I'm just saying. The Chiefs constantly baffle me with their roster decisions, but they have Patrick Mahomes, so it doesn't matter.
It really doesn't matter. Yes.
The last non-trade I wanted to discuss that I think absolutely should have happened, and I couldn't believe it wasn't the first trade announced. Tucker Kraft tears his ACL. The Packers offense desperately needs that tight end position to be fully functional.
Yeah.
How did they not trade for David Njoku, who is going to leave the Browns in free agency in this offseason immediately?
I don't know. They may think that Luke Musgrave might fit the role for them, fit the bill for them. Maybe.
Even if he does, what now if something happens to Musgrave? Like, they need that position. It's not optional for them. Like, if they don't have a good tight end, their offense is not going to be good.
Yeah.
So just add because the Browns should take almost anything because he's just going to walk. They have Harold Fannin lined up and ready to go. I thought it might happen during the game. Like, as Kraft is being being hauled off the field, I was like, we're going to get the news that Njoku's a Packer by the end of this broadcast. Like to me, it was the most no-brainer, easy, everybody wins. It's not like because he went to Miami and he doesn't strike his personified love cold weather, but he's been playing in Cleveland for like 7 years.
Yeah.
So he could go to Green Bay. He'd be fine up there. That will baffle me, Scott.
Yeah, it just makes me wonder, was he even available? I don't know.
And if not, I would need to know why. I would need to know why Andrew Berry would not make him available when he's definitely walking after this year.
You would think, but again, there's so much that goes into the decision making or the lack of with some of these teams. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, is he a glue guy in the locker room? Do you really need him?
Maybe.
I don't know.
He seems well liked, honestly.
Yeah,
but still, what glue do you need? Like, you're horrible. You're running Dylan Gabriel out there every week. Pretty soon you'll be running Shadur Sanders out there. Like,
but that's kind of, that might be the exact reason they need him there, is because it's going to be volatile. I don't know. I really don't know. But you're right. I think that would have been a no-brainer. Lock that up. That's a trade that should have happened. Yeah.
And it's true that the Browns have a track record of wanting to make sure the locker room is full of high-quality, high-content, character content guys.
That's what I was thinking as it was coming out of my mouth. Hey.
Okay. Scott or Clev, you guys have any other non-trades, anything else regarding trades that you wanted to discuss before we move on to some of these games?
Nah.
Okay. Not really. There's
obviously because of the trade deadline, we don't have enough time to go over all the games here. But I do want to mention, going back to last Thursday night, Ravens 28, Dolphins 6. Lamar Jackson comes back. He cannot run, basically. Like, he's not able to take off like normal. He goes 18 of 23 for 204 yards and 4 touchdowns. Pretty good for a running back, Scott.
Pretty good. Pretty good for a guy who should be playing receiver, right, Dave?
Kirk Herbstreit still bringing this up on the broadcast, like shocked at how good of a passer he is from the pocket. Like, he's like literally since 2019, he's one of the most accurate, best pocket passing quarterbacks in the league. Like, what are we doing?
He is ridiculous as a pick you apart. Like, this is easy. He makes it look easy, man. Like, he's fun to watch.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to think. The Dolphins looked listless, disinterested. They are 1, 2, 3 Cancun. They are out of here. they want nothing to do with the rest of the season. Well, maybe not Cancun because they live in Miami. Cancun might not have the same sort of appeal.
Yeah,
people living in Miami. 1, 2, 3 Paris. One of the most insane games I've ever seen in my life. I was jumping up and down, watching Red Zone by myself. This was crazy. Bears 47, Bengals 42. This game, first, Scott, the Bears are down 42-28. Right? Yes, they're down 42-28. They go for 2. No, I'm sorry. The Bengals are down 42-28. What am I trying to say here? They went for 2 down 14 correctly. Got it the first time. So when they scored the go-ahead touchdown after getting the onside kick, that was all they needed, right? Like they were winning the game at that point. So I know a lot of announcers struggle with this very basic mathematical concept because it doesn't work that often, because when you're losing by 14 in the fourth quarter, you're not going to win a lot anyways. But it finally worked. So can we they ended up losing, but it finally worked to take the lead. So can we please, when teams are doing this, can we all stop just acting so shocked and confused, or like get some crazy off the wall analytical play? The truth is, going to overtime is not a win.
No,
you do not. You go to overtime because you have to, not because you. It's like being a porn star. It's because you ended up there. It's not because you sought it out, right? That's what overtime is. Like, you don't. Nobody should desire going to overtime like it's literally the only option you have to eventually win the game. Therefore, go for 2 the first time so you can just win the game with the extra point the second time. Or no, you need to go for 2 to end up in Van Nuys on a dirty mattress. Okay. So they score the go-ahead touchdown and then make one of the worst plays I've ever seen in my life. The Bears are just trying to get into field goal range. Complete a 10-yard in route to Colston Loveland. No less than 17 Bengals bounce directly off him like he's Bo Jackson in Tecmo Bowl, as he outruns the rest of the secondary to the end zone for the winning touchdown.
Crazy stuff.
Because I want the Bears to lose, of course, because they're in the division. But I want Colston Loveland to do good because I want him to justify his draft pick. But I also want the Bears to lose. I also want the Bengals to lose because it's funny, and a lot of Bengals fans are Ohio State fans. So I was all over the place with this. And really, I just had just cheering for craziness. And this really was one of the most insane things I've ever seen. Cleve, how many passing yards did Joe Flacco have in this game?
I didn't see the game, but just a guess, 142.
31 of 47 for 470 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 picks.
Yeah, I'm being an asshole, old man Flacco. I already had a big day. Pause.
I've seen a theory out there that the elderly millennial quarterbacks, the quarterbacks that are about my age, because I'm a year older than Rodgers, 2 years older than Flacco, that the quarterbacks around my age just came along in an era where it was just like, we're throwing the ball over the defense. That is how you beat the defense.
We talked about this a while ago. You and Scott. They're not afraid to throw against 2 high safeties. They're
not afraid to throw anything.
They're like, he's covered, I'm gonna throw him open.
Right. Right. And it led me to think that I wonder if players like Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes are actually even better than they've shown so far. But they've been coached their entire careers to take what the defense gives you, get underneath, move the chains, stay in front of the safeties, and then every so often you go over the top. What if Patrick Mahomes just went full Dan Marino for a season, was like, I don't care. We're throwing this ball down the field. We're pushing this ball down the field all the time.
He would be Brett Favre, Mr. 50-50 himself, the original 50-50 until Jameis Winston came along. It would be Brett Favre. He would literally be Brett Favre.
But with as accurate as he is, like, I just wish some of these younger great quarterbacks could look at Joe Flacco, or maybe not the great ones because they're having success, but like Jordan Love. I need Jordan Love to look at Joe Flacco. Not him, he's a Packer. He needs to lose. I need Michael Penix. I need Michael Penix to look at Joe Flacco and be like, you know what? The old man's right.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
It's a different breed of quarterbacking. I mean, we said it. We've had this discussion already. When you get a bridge guy or you get a guy in like a Russell Wilson to teach Jackson Dart, like you want to teach that, but Russell Wilson wasn't from that ilk either. It's the guys before him that are those guys, and those guys are a dying breed. The ones that are just
yeah. I mean, because that age group is like LeBron, right?
Those guys though, those guys have huge arms though.
Yeah,
and I don't know. It strikes me that some of the players who are leaving college and entering the NFL these days have worked on different arm angle deliveries and off-platform throwing and some of that kind of stuff. So it's a different kind of arm strength. But like Flacco is willing to throw the ball over the mountains to complete passes.
Yep.
And a lot of these quarterbacks can't and won't do that stuff because of, I mean, I think there is an element of coaching and caution and all that
Mhm.
stuff, but the arm strength is different with like even now, Flacco's got to be a top 5 arm talent just from arm strength perspective in the NFL as an older guy.
Yeah,
Well,
it's an older guy. Yeah.
It's funny because when he threw the Hail Mary in this game, it went like 35 yards in the air. So I'm not sure that his arm strength for like getting the ball that far anymore is there, but he will still throw it 25 yards downfield at 3,000 miles per hour.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. The
Throw it to a
velocity is
spot.
still there, just to go as far.
Yeah. Yep.
But it still just zips right to where it needs to go. And yeah, I think it's time to get back to that sort of quarterbacking and that sort of play calling.
Well,
Like the defense doesn't dictate to us anymore. We dictate to them.
with like remember Dante Culpepper when he
Yep.
had Randy Moss and Chris Carter and Anthony, like with Chris Carter, you get a possession, so boundaries you're covered there, but Moss would just run the go route,
Mhm.
and I'm just
Yeah,
going
he
to get
just
the ball.
Put the arm up in the air. Say,
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
throw it to me at 40 yards.
Yeah.
I'm good.
But who else is in this category is Matt Stafford,
Yes, I was
which
Yeah.
is why Stafford
Yeah.
is still good. He still is
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
there are throws that Stafford and Flacco make, or a great example of this, Eli Manning in the Super Bowl. It's like the David Tyree catch never happens for Jordan Love.
Yeah.
Like he would never even think to throw that ball.
Yeah.
Right. He's like, no, that's not open. I'm going to check it down to some asshole or something. Like, I think we got to get back to that. That's good quarterback play. Right there. Kyle Monangai filled in for injured DeAndre Swift and Roschon Johnson this game. 26 carries for 176 yards. Clev, Kyle Monangai went to Rutgers, so I just want to shout you out there.
I thought that was a fake person. It's
Nope,
crazy.
that's a real. That's
Real
a
guy.
real guy. Also, Rutgers this year randomly has 2 NFL wide receivers.
How
That's
are they
all
getting
they have.
guys? How are they getting guys into the league? It's just amazing.
Well, these two will be going somewhere else for NIL next year. Hopefully, one of them goes to Michigan. But like they are on Rutgers right now, so
Wow.
Are
it's
they
all
from
have.
New Jersey range? And are they from?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
But like, it's like literally those 2 and 103 Uber drivers, and they have like 4 wins because of these 2.
Just for
Uber
context,
drivers. It's so
just for
expensive.
context, Rutgers is a great school. They just suck at football, but they're a
Yes.
great school. It's a great campus. Great. I mean, it's a great college experience, but they just suck at football.
It's still
Yes.
Big Ten football, though. So I mean, they're
Yeah.
still really good players.
Yeah.
I know, but still.
All right. Serious question now, Cleve. The Bears scored 47 points in this game. How many catches, yards, and touchdowns do you think Rome Odunze had? Their number 1 receiver.
So again, full disclosure, I didn't see anything because I was studying all weekend.
No worries.
So just taking a shot in the dark, I would say 7 targets, just about 200 yards.
0 catches for 0 yards and 0 touchdowns.
Wow, the buildup was fanatic. That
Yeah.
was insane. Wait a minute, in that game, he didn't contribute anything.
They scored 47 points.
He did. He had a few drops.
He did drop 2 passes, but
Okay.
still a 0.
That's crazy.
A 0, and you team score 47 in regulation. And you go with a 0.
Yeah,
and
you couldn't get
101.
nothing. You couldn't get nothing going. Wow.
You could have gotten 10 million to 1 on that on a sports book if they offered
That box score is crazy because Colston Loveland leads that team in catch in receptions on the day. He's tied with I think Zacchaeus, but still
There is a
wild.
worse.
You scored 47 points and the receivers didn't do that much.
There's
Weird.
a worse stat line than that, or a worse situation than that. I mean, you could be Wes Welker that played with both Brady and Peyton Manning and has no Super Bowl rings. That's insane, right?
Yeah, it is.
Oh man, it's like an early 90s Buffalo Bills. So I actually did not print out all my notes for all the games here, so that's very sharp of me. So going to do this the old school way. 49ers beat the Giants. Who cares? Chargers beat the Titans, but lose Joe Alt for the season, Scott. So that is just a major, major blow for them. It definitely kills any Super Bowl hopes. But to me,
Oh, it
kills
just sucks. He's going to have that tightrope surgery now, which is potentially problematic for other issues.
Yeah,
it just sucks. That team, like Rashawn Slater goes out now.
Yeah.
Joe Alt's done.
Yeah. So they're still going to be a tough team to play against, but they're no longer a threat to like do anything into the playoffs or whatever. I don't think they'll make it at this point. It's just that's too much talent, too core to what the team does.
Yeah, Kansas City is going to catch them, so it's just a matter of do they beat out the last wild card team, which I think is tough at this point.
Yeah, I think it'll be very tough as well. Vikings 27, Lions 24. That did not make me happy at all.
That was a very frustrating game to watch.
It was. Now, shout out to my cousin Sydney. She was the hometown hero honored on the field for her Army service during the game. So that was very, very cool. I saw some video of that. Her family was there to surprise her and
Super
everything.
Cool.
Yeah, so that was awesome. And that was the only thing about this game that I liked. I found it to all be super frustrating. And the Packers and Lions both have a habit to playing down to their competition. And I don't like it because that's mentally weak bullshit. And I expect that from Matt LaFleur. I don't expect it from Dan Campbell.
Agreed. They did not look – the Lions looked unprepared. That's the wrong way. The Lions did not look prepared to play that game on Sunday.
No.
Against what everybody kind of knows Minnesota's going to bring on defense. Mm-hmm. And they just looked unprepared, which is weird to say for a Dan Campbell team. But
I don't care how this season ends up for the Lions. I want Mike McDaniel's the OC next year.
You might get that. I don't know how long. I mean, I think Johnny Morton's got obviously 9 more games to prove himself, and whatever playoff run there is, let's hope there is one. But to this point, they look lost on offense. Like, what is their identity? What are they trying to do? Dave, Cleve, listen to this shit. So they got to play on 3rd and 6 in the third quarter. And Jared Goff is just getting brutalized with pressure the entire first 2.5, 3 quarters of the game. It's 3rd and 6. And Jared Goff is staring at Amon-Ra St. Brown, who is running like 15 yards down the field before he uncovers in his route. And I'm like, why are you running 15 yards down the field on 3rd and 6? And you're Amon-Ra St. Brown. You should be option 1 in this scenario, but it's so deep and there's no time. And now Goff has to hold the ball for a long time, which we know is death for Jared Goff. But that's what they're doing on offense. It's bizarre. It really is bizarre.
Jahmyr Gibbs had like 12 touches. David Montgomery had like 97 or something ridiculous. They can't get the ball to Jameson Williams anymore. I'm sick of this. I don't care if they win the rest of the games and win the Super Bowl. It'll be because the defense came out of somewhere magically. Like, I want Mike McDaniel as our OC next year. Full stop.
We'll see.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Can you imagine what they would do with the real? I mean, I know Dan Campbell's a very creative guy, but it just seems like do you remember when Anthony Lynn was calling plays for them, and it just got to a point where it was like, yeah, this ain't working.
Yeah.
And Dan Campbell stepped in, and this was the back half of his first year, and turned the offense around. There are times looking at the Lions on offense when I do wonder what it is that they're trying. What's your identity? Because they're not running the ball well. Their defense played good in that game, but offensively, it was very frustrating to watch that play out.
Absolutely. Falcons 23, Patriots 24. In a losing effort, Drake London goes 9 catches, 118 yards, and 3 touchdowns. So the Falcons have at least gotten the memo to just give the ball consistently to Bijan Robinson and Drake London. It just didn't quite work out in this game. Scott, the Patriots are 7-2, and I think because they have the tiebreaker, they are the number 2 seed in the AFC right now, right behind the Colts.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody saw that coming, huh?
Yep.
Cleveland, I did predict them to make the playoffs before the season started.
We had some.
We did.
I've been thinking about that. We had some reasonable predictions this year. We both thought Denver was going to make a push, and
Yep.
I don't know.
But the Patriots are
Yeah.
I'm sick of them. Like as a Red Wings fan, we won 4 cups in 11 years, and we've been in the wilderness for like 14 ever since. And I think that's fair.
Sure.
The Patriots are the wilderness for what, 3 years?
Long enough to get Belichick fired.
Yeah, that's not allowed.
Yeah.
That's not allowed. They need to suck for longer. Steelers beat the Colts 27-20, take away Jonathan Taylor, and that's that. The Broncos beat the Texans 18-15 in a game that apparently actually happened. The Panthers beat the Packers, Cleve, in Green Bay on a walk-off field goal because just like the Lions, the Green Bay Packers look at their opponents and they go, that's how we're going to play today.
Yeah. Ugly game.
And because of that, the Packers have a half game lead in the division. The Lions are half a game back, and Cleveland, the Bears are half a game back. The Bears and Lions have the same record.
Yep.
Wow. I didn't predict that.
Yeah.
Yes. So the Packers are 5-2-1, and the Bears and Lions are both 5-3.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Rams kicked the shit out of the Saints, just like both teams wanted. Here we go. This is the one I wanted to talk about because if you look at my name on the screen, you can see exactly why. This is the game I want to talk about here. Jaguars 30, Raiders 29 in overtime. Cleve, in this game, Brock Bowers comes back from his injury. He got 8 catches for 100 yards for getting hurt in the first week. Tried to play through for 3 weeks. Wasn't very good. Misses the last 4 weeks. Comes back in this game. And Brock Bowers in this game put up the highest scoring fantasy line for a tight end. Second highest ever. 12 catches, 127 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
Wow.
Yeah.
Target rich environment, huh?
Untouchable.
Just unguardable. The Jags had no answer for him. But luckily for them, the Raiders had no answer for them, and they ended up pulling this game out in overtime. Shout out to the Raiders, though. They did score the touchdown in overtime because the Jags got the ball first, went down, scored, kicked the extra point. Raiders get the ball, go down, score a touchdown with like 38 seconds left. They could have kicked the extra point, locked up a tie. The Raiders didn't do that, which is exactly right in a situation like theirs. And they went for 2. Pass got batted down, but props to them for going for it.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that too. That was a ballsy thing to do, but the right thing to do.
Yeah. Now, if they were competing for a playoff spot, if it was like week 15 and they're tied for the 6th playoff position, then maybe the tie is actually the mathematically correct thing to do, but not for a team in that position here. So I really did enjoy that. Chiefs 21, Bills 28. For the 5th straight year, the Bills have beat the Chiefs in the playoffs. That and $47 to get you a pack of eggs in Trump's economy.
Uh-oh.
Brutal.
I'm not saying a word.
Brutal.
Shout out to Abigail Spanberger. Coming through.
Last night was interesting.
It was a good time here in Virginia. It was a very good time here in Virginia. I am sick of it not mattering that the Bills beat the Chiefs in the regular season. It happens every year, and it never matters in the end. And I'm sick of it. And I want this year to be the year it matters. I want the Bills to get home field advantage because of this. I want the Chiefs to have to go to Buffalo in the playoffs because of it. And I want the Bills to beat them 52-3. Like, I want it to matter for once. It doesn't be the AFC title game. The Bills can lose to the Ravens in the next round or something. I just need the Bills. I need the Chiefs to suffer for this. I need the Bills to profit from this for once in the last 5 years.
Let's hope. But, we've seen this thing in action for a while. I don't know how this is going to go because the Chiefs got kind of behind the 8 ball a touch, but everything's kind of rounding into shape for them. They might run the table a little bit. It's just, I think Buffalo might have the home field stuff that you're talking about.
Yeah.
And they're going to need that against a team like Kansas City. They are.
And last year in that stadium for Buffalo too.
Yeah.
So that'd be very cool for them. Let me see here. We
Are they
also
getting a dome? Are they getting a dome stadium?
Yeah, it's is it retractable?
I don't know what they've got going there.
Yeah,
I think
they need that because that snow is brutal up there.
Yeah.
You know, we see every year. Yeah, we've seen games where they gotta have the fans dig their own seats out. That's insane.
Well, I know that
that's committed, man.
I think there's something. I think it's going to be somewhat outside because I remember a Bills fan that I follow saying that when they built the current stadium, like nobody considered the wind direction and how it blew. They were just like, "This is the piece of land we have. Let's build a stadium." They didn't think of, like how the Cowboys think where the sun will be coming through the glass.
Yeah,
like they didn't think about any of that. But I guess the way they're building the new one, the wind effect in the stadium will be significantly reduced, which means it must be outdoors at least somewhat if they're concerned about how the wind is going to be. But the design and orientation of the stadium is meant to, like, even if it's super windy off the lake in Buffalo, inside the stadium, the wind won't on the field level won't be crazy. So that would be good.
That's how the Meadowlands is. I don't know where that wind comes from because it's all swamp out there. It's incredible windy in the Meadowlands.
Can you guys take some wind but get better turf that doesn't keep snatching knees?
Yeah, the fields are bad up there. Real bad stuff.
It is bad.
Geez, let me see here. Seahawks 38, Commanders 14.
Man.
Sam Darnold is just officially good now.
Yeah.
He's not great.
That played his way back. Played his way back into a decent. He's gonna have a decent career. Decent.
Well, he signed a 3-year, $100 million contract with them. That's like a year-to-year thing.
Good for him.
I got a feeling they're going to be tearing that up and extending him.
Cleve, in this game, Sam Darnold goes 21-24 for 330 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. They were up 28-0 in the second quarter.
It's called quarterbacking at a high level.
Yeah, he's not seeing ghosts. He's seeing dollars.
At a high level.
I mean, hey, he was a Jet, so the ceiling is pretty low there.
Yeah.
He was a legitimate MVP candidate last year. He's a legitimate MVP candidate again this year with a whole different team and a whole different playing environment. He's just officially good. It's like the Jared Goff thing. He's good.
Yeah, it really. I think one of you guys said it last week or a week before, whenever we were last together. That the minute they leave New York, these guys like get their mojo back or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I also think that quarterbacks just continue to get better till they're about 30 years old, and then that's when the decline sort of starts. Or that's their peak, and the decline starts in a few years. And Darnold's about 30 now.
Yeah,
like I think he's peaking in his ability now. I think it's hard for quarterbacks to be good at 22.
Yeah,
very much. There's lessons to be learned around all these things. I mean, if you're the Jets, maybe you go get the most recent cast off and let him kind of try to figure it out and load that team up with everything else. I mean, that's a way that it's what Tampa did with Baker and they're cooking.
It's what Seattle did with Geno. And now they're done with Darnold. Yeah. That very well may be the way to do it. Other than this game, we touched on it earlier. Jaden Daniels is still in the game, down 31-7 in the fourth quarter. Gets hit on his non-throwing elbow. Elbow's dislocated. Now, thankfully, non-throwing arm. And also, apparently, the injury isn't actually as bad as it looked. Like it looked when more gruesome the actual damage was.
Yeah.
So they're saying that he could actually return this year.
Yeah, I saw that, and I thought all those tendons are torn, and all. I don't know that they were all torn.
But they were saying like if they made the playoffs, he could come back. But I'm thinking if they make the playoffs, Mariota's played so well, you still wouldn't bring him back. You would just keep rolling with Mariota at that point. So
sit him down. He's got a lot of other things going on that he's recovering from. So what's the point?
Yeah. So if Mariota's good enough to get them to the playoffs from where they are right now, that's just who you roll with throughout the rest of the season anyhow. So Daniels is done for the year. To me, this is a fireable offense. If I was
Oh yeah. for
Like I
sure.
would like Dan Quinn's going on a pip. Like you can't be doing
Dude,
that.
strap you to a rocket. Like I said, not even a seat. You're gonna get strapped to the outside. We're gonna just jettison you into Andromeda. Like, how
Yeah.
can you? Like, it's an unwinnable game. What this
You're
kid
going to
doing?
arrive in 2 million years. Come on.
Yeah. It just, I mean, I know we're fucking around here, but it just doesn't make any sense. Like that they did that to another quarterback in that city.
Yeah.
Come
Against
on,
the
man.
Seahawks on
Again,
Sunday
yeah,
night.
like that's crazy. But remember, the same injury happened to Alex Smith and Joe Theismann.
Yep.
Almost to the day. Almost to the
Yeah.
day. Oh, no, it was the day. It was the exact day,
Yes.
years, decades later, or whatever. But
Yes.
it's just like it's an unwin. But again, this shows you how stupid this coach is. Is this the same guy that dropped the 28-3 lead in the
Yes.
Super Bowl?
Yes.
Say less.
You could make the argument that these injuries, the Smith, Theismann, and now the RG3, Jaden Daniels, could be like a ancient Indian burial ground curse. Is there some reason why Native American curses could be plaguing the Washington football team?
Take the logo off the side of the helmet and see what happens.
like if
I'm not saying it.
I'm just saying, if I were a Native American curse and I was trying to pick a sports franchise to curse, I think I might know which one I'd be targeting in the 2020s. That's or in the 1980s through 2020s.
The one that plays in Washington, in and around the political landscape of it all. Yeah.
Yes, and the one that was just slurring you for a century for no reason whatsoever.
Yes.
Jeez.
Cardinals 27, Cowboys 17. I don't have much to say in this game except for that one. Cowboys, that's funny. And two, Jacoby Brissett got named the starter for week 10 this morning. Out of nowhere, Kyler goes on IR this afternoon.
Yeah.
Call of Duty's out, bro.
The softest benching in the history of soft benchings.
Do we feel like Kyler is done in Arizona?
He's in the second year of his massive 5-year contract extension. Somebody else would have to really, really, really believe in him to go out and get him.
I wonder what his contract stuff looks like.
Well, he just got it last year, so it's probably like $53 million a year or something.
Let's take a
No,
peek.
I think Scott's talking about the out.
Yeah, what's the out is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but in the second out of 5 years, it's got to be huge still.
It
Yeah.
You guys keep talking. I'm going to look at this.
Like I'm mad if you try to cut a franchise quarterback in the second year of their deal, it'll be like negative $119 million against the cap.
Oh yeah. You destroy your cap. You destroy your cap.
Yeah, right. Like I don't think you could just get rid of Kyler Murray in the second year of this deal.
You'd be drafted from the high schools in that town.
Right. Clev, you really will be get back out there. Play a free safety for the Cardinals.
Yeah, Jacoby Brissett still in the league is amazing to me, and the guy that he's like the Gardner Minshew of it all. Like he's solid, but
yep,
and
he's 33 now. He's in his prime. Like nothing he sees confuses him. Right? He just goes out there, does his mid thing, wins some games. Exactly what you want from a backup quarterback.
And again, the Cowboys defense, bro. Everybody feasts on these guys. It's unreal.
Did you see CeeDee Lamb's face when Marvin Harrison shook Jerome Bland?
Oh man, dude. I'm like, his ankles were probably left on the field.
And CeeDee was like,
yeah, that was pretty bad.
Yeah,
pretty bad.
I hope I never make a mistake at work that leaves my coworkers making that face. Don't know what it would be as a hotel concierge, what I could do to. I guess if it was my last day at the job and like JD Vance walked in, it was my last day there, I might get way out of pocket.
You were high on the Cardinals in the offseason, Dave. So what do you got to say now?
No. Ben was high on the Cardinals.
Was it Ben?
I was high on the 49ers.
Okay. So want to
Yeah.
make sure. I know one of you fucking guys was.
And I invited Ben on short notice tonight since the Jets were going to be such a main topic, but he was unable to join us. But yeah, no, he was high on the Cardinals in the offseason. I was high on the 49ers, who, despite losing everybody on their team except Christian McCaffrey, are still like 5-3.
Yeah, they have to be.
That's amazing.
They have to be doing some rituals out there to keep that thing going.
They're sacrificing everybody else. Brandon Ayuk is still on IR, so Christian McCaffrey can keep playing.
Wow. Of all the guys who's not injured, this guy's not.
Yeah. He got 33 touches and scored 37 fantasy points in this game this week.
He's still awesome.
Yep. Scott, what you got on Kyler's contract?
I'm looking. It is it's hard and it's kind of complicated just based on what's already been paid and what's going forward the next 2 years.
Are you on over the cap?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to find it even there. Let's say in 2026 they outright release him. It costs them $57.7 million of dead cap. They can spread that out over 2 years, but like, you know, a 2026 trade, which is what we'd be talking about. The burden would decrease significantly for Arizona as the dead cap would drop to $17.9 million. However, this would require a team taking on the following contract.
Right.
2026, 42 and some change with almost 40 guaranteed. 2027, 36 million with 20 million guaranteed. And then in 2028, a $46.35 million contract with nothing guaranteed. If a team would take on those 3 years of contracts, it would only cost the Cardinals $18 million of dead cap, which they could spread over 2 years.
So in that case, they're already on the phone with the Browns, right? Because they need somebody who needs a quarterback, has cap space, and is run by total morons.
Yes.
In that order.
But because he's carrying this kind of money, it reduces the picks or the compensation you'll get for him.
Yes.
Because he's expensive.
Yeah, they're not moving on from him after this season. The season after that, when the dead cap might drop to like 40 million spread over 2 years, maybe they just out and out cut him. But not after this season. Kyler Murray will be a Cardinal next season. So
yeah.
Okay. Scott, any final words?
No.
Cleve, any final words?
We're on the day 33 of this shutdown? 37. Wow.
And there are reports that some Senate Republicans want to push it into the new year.
Wow. They want to burn this thing up, huh?
Yeah, they seem to think that it's a winning position for them, and they want people to go home during the holidays, discuss it, realize it's a winning position for them, and then break.
But last night happened, though. It made it pretty clear that isn't a winning position for them.
Specifically here in Virginia, where Northern Virginia is so greatly impacted by the shutdown specifically.
Yeah.
That really showed. I mean, Reston went for Spamberger. Like that's like Rochester. Not even Rochester Hills, like Rochester.
People are emotionally charged right now, bro. They're looking for somebody to blame, and they took it out in that ballot box. Whether they voted for their interests or not, they took it out in that ballot box yesterday.
Yeah. So that was good to see. It was good to have an election night where like things just went right, and Mamdani winning in New York, and by getting more than 50%, it looks like it's just so phenomenal. New York is the world's richest city. It's the sort of place where it has a large enough population and enough money where you can really trial run a lot of these ideas to see how they could apply to the nation in general or some other big states in general, right? So maybe it starts in New York City and then goes to Massachusetts and then to the nation in general. So I'm very excited about that. That was just great to see. And also for New York to elect a Muslim mayor on the day Dick Cheney died was just Fantastic.
Chef's kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy stuff.
Yep. No final words from me besides that right there. Thank you everybody who joined us in the chat, Paul, today. Thank you everybody who joined us watching. Please like, subscribe, share with each other, share it with us if you want the link. Every little bit helps. I'll be sure you're following on TikTok as well. I've been pushing out a few of those here recently. Scott, I don't know if you saw, but the 2 that were really featured around you got about 50 views. The next 6 got over 1,000. I'm not sure what that's about. I'm not sure.
I know what it's about, Dave.
Because you were making some good points. You were making some good points. I don't understand.
When you look like this, nobody wants anything to do with that.
Yeah.
That's gross. Turn it off.
But we'll be back next week to discuss all the Week 10 action. Until then, peace.
Later, guys.